What's up, guys? Welcome to Shay's World. I am your girl, Shay, and we are back. It's premiere episode week, and we're about to push them out for you. I am your
Okay.
girl, Shay. I'm here with my lovely co host.
Your boy Malik right here, ready to make these deals and good deals and only good deals. No bad deals.
Ooh,
Okay. Whole
hey,
season, no bad deals.
you should have been playing the banker this episode then, because I don't know about this deal. We'll get there.
Starting off the
We'll get there.
season quite interesting, huh?
It was. So, of course, as you guys can see from the border, this is Deal or No Deal Island season 2. This is episode 1 recap. Before we get into just the play by play for you guys, I do have to ask you, Malik. So far, what are your thoughts on my girl Parvati and her gameplay and the Black Widow checking in?
Um oh my god. Watch out.
Yes.
I didn't know the whole history behind Parvati. I just knew that she was a winner and
Mhm.
her little rivalry with Sandra. But I didn't really, know how she played, and I didn't know, her impact until, this seeing, how everybody is reacting to her, how everybody's clocking her like, oh my god. It was a couple of people who were like immediately like, her. That's Parvati. I either want to work with her or I want to stay away from her.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see how she plays out. She seems like she's going to be a front runner and a big dog
All
this season.
right. So we are sharing notes, but we have notes, guys. We have notes. And then I've watched it like 2 or 3 times at this point. So I think I pretty much have a good feel of what went on. Let's see. Let's just jump straight in. Actually, before we start, I have to let you guys know I have a new favorite on this show. I am a true fan, and I'm a little obsessed the same
Wait,
way
wait,
Sid
wait. Who
is.
was your old favorite?
Parvati.
Oh,
It was Parvati.
oh,
Yeah,
and your new favorite
I
is
made no qualms going into this season on our assessment video. If you guys have not checked that out, make sure you go back and check that out either before you watch this or after. Either way, make sure you hit the like button on both. Um, no, I made no apologies about I'm Team Parvati. I'm going in there. She's my winner pick. Um, but David, the Golden God, oh my gosh,
not the golden god,
that's
the
what he prefers.
father, if you will.
The father too. Um, but not just because of the looks though. His game, he's a gamer. And now I'm gonna go watch his season on Survivor Australian
Mhm.
Survivor, because like he is good
A
with it.
player.
He is definitely a player. Um so this season, instead of them coming in cars, they came in on a boat. And immediately you have Philip who notices her, and then you have Dixon who notices her. Um, she was talking to somebody on the boat. I don't remember. Um,
I want to say she was talking to. I don't think she was talking to David. She was talking to another woman, I think.
no, she was talking to a male because she said told them her name was Parvati and it was a Hindu name, but I don't know who she was talking to. Either way, in that moment, whoever it was, they knew who she was, but they didn't bust her out. So it was cool. They get to the platoon or whatever. Basically it's the setup for the first challenge, and Joe lets them know, I hope you guys have done your homework, but you're not going to need it because nothing is going to be the same. And yeah, that's that. First challenge,
That's that.
literally, it was, I mean, that's really what it was.
Yeah.
It's literally not
It's
the
not what you
same.
thought it was.
It's
This ain't what you thought.
the resort is where they're living is not the same. The banker is not the same. The challenges are damn sure not the same. So yeah, it's a totally new game. With new twists and turns, actually. So yeah. I was
Let's
trying to
let's
find something else
buckle
to
up.
put right there, but Y'all know that's my thing. So yeah. First challenge is called pyramid scheme, banker's pyramid or something like that. It's
Yeah.
three sides to it. They're basically going to team up. One side has three red cases, so naturally that's only going to be three team members. One side had about what, five cases, and the other had like six or something, possibly something like that. I think that's right. So each has a different path. To get to the red cases, you have to zip line across and then ultimately swim up to the pyramid platform. Um, there was a rocky path where you had to jump rocks, unstable rocks, to get to the highest cases. And then you had the safe route, which was going through the woods and then coming out and grabbing your cases. And those were the lower value cases. Um, so I don't remember. Actually, Malik has it lined out who all went where. Right off the bat, though,
Well, not well,
you kind of have it.
kind of, sort of. I have that Luke, Sachel, and David were the red case
Yes, and right off
zipliners.
the bat, I want to say Luke was like, "I'm going for the red. Like, go big or go home." Like his confidence was just through the roof, straight out of the gate. I think he was running on pure adrenaline the entire time he was on the island.
Mm.
Personally, let's see. Parvati, Philip, Sydney, Letty. Was it just those four?
I want to say, but we might be missing. Who is that short lady?
Letty
Who
went across
is
first and she didn't have a problem. Philip went and didn't have a problem. No, so it was just those four. It had to be just those four.
MG wasn't in there.
Who?
Oh wait, yeah, MG wasn't in there.
Who is MG?
MG is that lady, that shorter kind of, well, she's kind of sort of short. I think she's short. That she we said she was like, well, you said she was like Rachel. She reminded you of Rachel
Mm,
on of this season. Okay. It's okay. I don't remember. But I do remember those four specifically because um maybe it was just them because they
yeah, it
did
was
that
just those
finesse.
four. It was just those
Okay.
four.
Okay.
And all right, so David, Seychel,
And Luke.
Luke take the zip line. Their strategy was supposed to be, because David did lay out the strategy, let's wait till the other four get to the high dollar cases so that we can see where the money is. Because in the red cases, it was going to be the lowest value on the of the excursion, but you would get a steal and you had a swap, meaning you can take somebody's cases. David's strategy was an amazing strategy. However, Luke, running on adrenaline, which is why I think he's running on adrenaline, just goes for it. He's not waiting. I almost feel like he went before anybody had even picked a case, because on the
Yeah, I
rock,
don't even think. I think
they
he
haven't even
literally was
picked
just
the
like,
cases
I'm finna
yet,
just grab a case. Mind you, he
because
got the best freaking case.
he got the best freaking case. But at the time that he went, you had only Letty and Philip across. Letty and Philip
mm,
both was like, let's hide the cases.
mm-hmm.
So then you have Miss Cindy, who is Ariel from the Little Mermaid, um, trying to do these rocks, and she can't do it. And I'm mad I don't have my screenshots for you guys. I left them on my other computer at work, but I definitely got a screenshot of when she face planted on that damn rock.
Letty said, I think she thinks she playing Wipeout.
Like,
I was like, yikes, because I think she's playing like that too.
She do like, girl,
She
get it
was trying. I
together.
mean, I know it's not easy to jump off of a platform while it's rocking from the waves onto another platform while it's rocking on the waves. But I mean, just take a second to center your gravity and plan,
Like Philip said, I need you to squat down and I need you to erupt out of that jump.
you know, use your legs. I don't know if she was. I don't know what she had going on,
I don't
but
know what she had going on.
I think Letty and Parvati had to come help her.
Yeah, they
Had to come and
decided
help her.
let's go help her because we're
Yeah,
gonna be here all day if we don't.
and
So they
want to
help
make
her, and immediately when they get up there, Parvati looks back and she says, David is watching us. He's watching us.
like a
So she
hawk.
peeps what he's doing. So she's like, let's swap the cases. Now, originally, Letty grabbed the $1 million case. In the initial swap, Parvati, she gave it to Parvati. They got in the water to go back. They swapped again. Now, mind you, by the time they're in the
So they
water,
swapped
they
twice.
swapped twice. That is why
Okay,
he thought he
because
knew
they caught me
who
up.
had what. They switched again in the water because, mind you, at this point, David has gotten on the slingshot. I mean, has done the zip line, and he's in the water with them. So they have their cases face down, but they're still swapping.
But what's crazy is, and I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit. When he still chose the person who originally grabbed the case. So I was thinking maybe he didn't see them swap at all. Maybe he really did think that Letty still had the case.
I mean,
But
maybe
I
he
don't know.
didn't see
I
it, but
Swapping was a genius plan, all in all. I thought that was gold. I ate it up.
absolutely. Chef's kiss to the Black Widow. Uh, so now that everybody has locked their cases in, and I think the jungle team revealed their cases.
Jungle
They
Boogie.
um they had about, well, you
So
didn't,
those are the lower
they were the lower
cases.
cases.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So then the red cases, we go to the red cases, and Luke goes first, and he gets to steal, meaning you steal and their value goes to 0. Now, if you are doing strategy, you know that these 4, no matter what, have the highest value cases out here. These have cases, yeah, you can see the numbers, but they're still low value cases. I would have just blindly chose any of the 4.
So he couldn't wait. He had to
No,
choose
he had to
somebody.
choose right then, but
Mm.
he could have chosen somebody whose cases hadn't been revealed yet. He was
Like David was trying to tell him to
like David was trying to tell
do.
him. But he was too busy stuck on, but we can see this. Like, this is our whatever. He has so many freaking phrases. Y'all, I was trying to keep up, but I was like, oof. I was kind of rooting
Oh,
for
I
you in this
wasn't.
scene, but I'm like, Seychelles, go on back to Wisconsin, bro. Go on.
Yo, I'm okay. Seychelle is gonna be our confessional queen.
Man,
I'm
what?
already telling you. And it's crazy. I told you she was gonna be that girl. Like, yo, bro, what
Now,
is going on,
I
son?
still got a little smoke for her, but she's definitely
Why?
not.
For later on?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I will get there. Um, but let's see.
So the jungle team
David
ends up
tried to
having.
tell
Oh yeah,
Luke.
yeah.
David is trying to tell Luke, like, I know where the high cases are. Just listen to me. And he doesn't listen. So he pulls a $450,000 case. Okay. Seychelle opens her case and it's $75,000. Now, the jungle team still has at least 1 million, had at least 1 million. But even then, y'all still not beating them right now. Y'all are not beating them currently. So we get to David, and David has a swap. He has 200,000 in his case, and he has a swap. So he needs a big case for them to be safe. No way around it. He needs a big case for them to be safe. So I don't remember, and maybe you can help me. Was it Parvati who led the charge in them huddling up and realizing they need to go make some type of deal with him so that he can't get their $1 million case? Or
Somebody between Parvati, Liddy, and Sydney brought up the idea of a trade or something like that, and or some kind of whatever,
yeah.
and offer, and Sydney was the one that was the spokesperson. She went and talked to David, and David was like, nah. And then he chose Letty's case. But
Now I do remember from my original notes I wrote down, David let his arrogance get in the way. You're letting your arrogance get in the way, because you could have settled for being in the middle and still being safe. And his response was, but I want to be on top. Well, that got you stressed
in the bottom,
in the bottom. So instead of taking their offer, which was, we'll give you our $750,000 case, that'll put you guys in the in second. The jungle team would be on the bottom. It would be more people to choose from of playing the banker and to go home, instead of just a small group of three. And he doesn't take the deal. I mean, we start this game off taking bad deals, y'all. We start this freaking game off taking bad deals, and we ain't even made it to the dang on banker.
they said, let's make a deal. And you start the first deal of
It
the
was like a favor for a
season.
favor. Like, we'll help you, right now, and you not take our million, and we'll pay the favor down the line. He wasn't going for it. Okay.
He was not going for
He
it.
wasn't going. And so he thought he still knew, and he took Letty case. And I think Letty had what did she have?
Letty had 500.
She had 500,000. So it was like, dang, you guys not gonna make it.
Gagged.
So their team, those three are at risk of being in the bottom. And because in the end, Sydney ended up with $1 million case, she gets to choose who is playing the banker. Seisha don't like that. Seisha's like, I want to vomit. It's like, and it's not because I'm nervous. It's because it's like, this bitch. And I'm like, yes, this bitch. And we'll get there to why I say this bitch about Sydney. We get to the resort. I'm just saying, man, she was
We will,
stingy.
you know.
You gotta be honest, bro.
I mean, she sent me, and yeah, but
Like, even down when they made it to Temple, it was just like, you're doing too much.
I feel like there was a part where she won my heart for a second somewhere. I don't remember. Sorry, I
She
don't
won
remember.
your heart when she told her story about being homeless, going from homelessness to Wall Street.
While I do appreciate that story, that's not what it was, but it is extremely impressive. No, I think it was just her. I don't know. I think it was in my mind she was becoming a front runner.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was like, okay, I just need to start paying more attention to her. I don't know if it was really winning my heart or not. But yes, they're on a freaking resort. So I
They have
thought
air conditioning this year.
this is crazy. I didn't know that they
No,
were in a
it's the
resort.
same island from last year. They just got air conditioned tents this year. It's the same island.
But you know, I didn't finish the season.
Yeah.
I barely started it. So I which I'm going to catch up. I'm in the works, y'all. Work with me. But yeah, I was just surprised. I don't know why I was expecting them to, I don't know, be
Be
sleeping at
Survivor
least,
style.
not necessarily like build a hut, but like live in a hut that's already built or something. Like, I don't know. I just wasn't expecting like, oh my god, we have a pool and we've got this, that, and the other. I was like,
Oh
okay,
no,
like
no.
period.
It's island. Deal or no deal, island. They're
It
on the
is.
island. You know,
Shoot.
Parvati is back in her element.
Yes.
She is back in her element.
I don't know.
Um,
They still be showing
that's why it was
tarantulas and
so
whatnot,
genius
though. I
for them
can't be
to
out
get.
there.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I cut you off. What did you say?
No, you good. I was just saying they still showing tarantulas and whatnot. I still couldn't be out there.
And the snakes.
And the snakes.
Um, no, I said what I was finna say was about the island is that's why it was so genius for them to get Boston Rob to frontline their first season. Like, so whoever is on the backside of this marketing and just strategizing, trying to figure out how to get this to be a multi season type of thing, it was very genius to get Boston Rob to come out first. It's very genius to get Parvati coming out here second.
Get the big names out
Get
there.
the big names to keep it, the relevance and correlation and all of that. My opinion. Who am I? Who knows who they're gonna get for season two?
I just watched the show.
Yeah.
I just enjoy the
No,
entertainment.
no. I definitely enjoy the fact that they give us some survivors, and amongst regular people as well. Like anybody can win this. Um, it just depends on does the cast know about these people or not, and are they good enough to, you know,
Like, are they cutthroat
are they
enough?
cutthroat enough? So, everybody now they're back at the island. Everybody is just talking and mixing, mingling. So, before they pick rooms and stuff like that, I think they were just like all out in the ocean or just rent talking in different places. So Philip is the first person to pull Parvati to the side and is like, listen, off record, I think it is crazy that nobody knows who you are. That more people
On
aren't
the record, I think
about.
it is crazy that you would pull her aside and tell her that
Yeah.
it's crazy that nobody is clocking her teeth.
Because you
That's
know
not.
her game better than anybody else damn near. And you already know what she's about to do to you and
You
with
cannot sit here and fanboy on the same island as somebody that you know is as snaky as the little slithering animal next to your foot.
you.
Like, man, these people are funny sometimes.
Philip goes to her directly. She is talking to, I feel like it's either Letty or what's the other girl name? I think it's the MJ girl you were trying to say. I can't remember her name. Um, the one that has the crush on Snow.
Isn't it like Marie? Um,
I have no clue.
I was trying. I just know it's M something, MG or MJ, M something. But Sydney, yes, has a crush on David, precisely,
Mm-hmm.
and is quite the flirtatious one. But you know what's crazy? She's not the one that was over here talking about I'm here to
Maria
play Love
Grace.
Island.
Mm-hmm.
Maria Grace,
Maria
MG, Maria
Grace.
Grace.
Um, I don't know if it was her that Parvati was talking to when they were brushing their teeth, but Parvati was like, "Do you know who I am?" She was like, "I'm not going to say anything." I think even Philip said that he wasn't going to say anything to anybody. Then when she was at you know, on the beach, it was Dixon and Snow that were there. She was talking to, and they were like, "We know who you are," and I'm gonna
Snow.
maybe his name is not Snow. Let me see.
Um,
Storm, Snow.
Sky. Star. Sun.
sorry, sorry. Storm. It was Storm and Dixon and Parvati, and they were talking, and they told her that they would keep their secret. But this is where Dixon reveals that he had a crush on her in high school, and he is like fanboying out.
No.
Yes.
No, you don't do this. You don't do this thing. Do you think it's working out for him though, considering what we know
I
in
think
our
initially,
foresight
yes,
vision?
it's working out. Initially, yes.
You
I
think it's
think
gonna
they
go?
have Parvati's wheels spent. So then Parvati gets to have a private conversation with David where she tells him, I don't think anybody knows who you are. Like, people know who I am, but nobody knows who you are.
And he
I know
said,
who you are. And this is where we get our montage and find out that he is known as the Golden God, Golden King. The king, what is he known as? It's the Golden God. He's the golden guy.
Yes.
He's the golden guy. Okay, I thought so.
But
I don't
what's crazy is, I mean, I guess he won Survivor Australia, right?
Australian
Was there
Survivor
only
All
one?
Stars.
Oh, oh, okay,
No, it's a
okay,
whole. That's a whole franchise, babe. It's a whole big
okay,
franchise.
okay. I understand.
Yeah.
So then that's something in his own
Sandra
self. So
even
it is
went and
kind of
played Australian Survivor, and Boston
Big
Rob's
Brother
wife.
Cedric.
No, Sandra.
Oh, I thought you said Cedric.
Sandra and
Sandra was to play.
her daughter Nina, the one that won the show you had wanted us to review, Anonymous. You know, her daughter won Anonymous. The season.
Anonymous.
Yeah, you remember the show Anonymous? He was like, "Oh, we should check this out."
Is it kind of like The Circle?
It was kind of like, yeah, it was the game, kind of like The Circle.
Okay, okay, okay. I think so.
Sandra's daughter was on there. She won the first season,
Spoiler
and
alert.
it's everywhere, babe. The season been over, so you're not gonna go watch it. Hush.
She's got it right. I
She's
might.
right.
I might. She may
Y'all,
be.
we are already at capacity with the regular shows that we are watching and reviewing. Not to mention his regular TV that he watches on his own. He ain't gonna pick up no another show.
I'm not. There's a lot.
So, but you're right. Sorry, spoiler alert. Anywho, Sandra and her daughter have played Australian Survivor, and Boston Rob's wife, Amber, she played on Australian Survivor first. And when she first played on on Survivor US, it was on an all-star season, but her reputation was built from Australian Survivor. And then she came over to US and won her $1 million. So
Tight.
yeah, it's a really big franchise and they do cross mingle and stuff.
Right. Like
Um
right now.
mhm. I have a feeling we will be seeing the Golden God on quite a few more game shows, whether he makes it to the House of Villains circuit. I have a feeling we'll be reviewing something soon, or
With
when
him.
the next shows start out, next seasons of these shows come out. I have a feeling he'll be on
A
something
lot more David.
really good. I hope we get some. Anywho, so they have their conversation and they go ahead and make a final two. And David asks her, a really good question. Like, how do we do this? You know what I'm saying? Do we just take complete control and
How do we
run
do
this shit?
this?
Like, or, do we
Lay low.
lay low and, play from the background? Meaning let others do the work, but it's our game plan. And she's like, let's see how the first challenge, let's see how the first temple goes and everything, or whatever. So,
Which this is giving me um Window Devon like team
mhm.
up. Like this is giving me like two big dogs. It's like, oh yeah, like y'all gonna do it. Like, okay.
It really does, because here's the thing: as they're walking away, we get the confessional from David where he knows that Parvati is the Black Widow. He knows it. He knows that she could be completely going to do to him what she did to James and every other man that came
That she
before
worked
her on the
with.
island.
Yeah. Annihilated. And
I
what do
mean,
Black Widows do? Eat the head? Oh no, that's
they eat
praying
their
mantis.
kids.
Oh,
And all of these people are like her little kids.
but you know what's crazy? Her actual little kid, Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he
I hope he
knows.
eats them alive. He has to know. Yeah,
You
she's gonna
hope?
have to cut him before he cut her. I
Oh
definitely
my
think
god.
he is cutthroat enough that he will cut her.
Yeah, and it's so crazy. She was like, "Oh my god!" A little bit later
Ice
on some of the things that
cold.
he said. Yeah,
But I mean, he was speaking true facts. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. It's just this episode. I'm sure, hopefully, by now you guys have watched the episode. But if
hmm
you just come here to us for the recaps, we are going to give you, we're going to lay the
the
scenes out
real
and let
deal.
you know
You
what is
know,
hidden on. But some stuff we just got to talk about because we didn't get to talk before we hit record about anything. So this is also our first time talking to each other about it.
but
So
I also like that sometimes, like
yeah, I
because
do.
it'd be like real genuine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right. So the next day, no, they do their bunking assignments. And wait, before we even get to the bunking assignments, this is where your girl Sydney starts to ruffle my feathers. It's David, Sydney, Seychelle. I don't know who the other person was that was standing over there. Not really relevant at this
I
moment.
don't know.
Sorry,
I
I did
can
not
do
mean to
it.
roll my tongue.
No, you could. I
Sydney,
just can't do it.
it had to
I
be.
don't know.
Anywho, um, David asks her about playing the banker or Seychelle, but she tells Seychelle, I don't know, you're kind of funny. I kind of want to keep you around. So you're probably not going to play the banker. It's like, this bitch is funny. And I'm like, you just call this bitch a bitch to her face. If Seychelle would have popped you in your mouth, she would have been very well justified. Because, like, ma'am, you
I
have no money.
missed that.
You literally just, yes. She said that. She said, this bitch is funny. She was like, I'm like, this bitch is funny.
Where
And then
do you
she
know where
tells
she's from?
David, I don't. I know Seychelle is our New York queen. Honey,
Brooklyn, baby,
baby. And she be giving it up in them
baby.
confessionals. And you know what? I guarantee you she grew up in the area around there where we stayed at too.
Probably, girl. If we say the L Hotel, she probably like on 14. Yo, because I used to grow up on 17, and then we would watch a bodega on 15, and I used to have
Mhm.
to pay. Oh yeah, like
Yeah, for sure. Um,
but yeah, definitely,
this is where
definitely
she starts to get
insane.
on my
I
nerves.
110% missed that.
And so they do their rooming assignments. I'm really not going to go through them, but the one room I want to talk about in particular is the room with Seychelle, Letty, Philip, Luke.
Luke and Storm, which is the
Storm was
blue
in there.
room. Yes.
They had 6 people in their room? I thought they had 5. No, they had 5 because she was like, this is the
Oh,
5. They had 5. Storm is actually in the room with mm,
with the yellow one, with
he's in the room
Sydney,
with Parvati.
David.
It's Sydney, David, Maria, Tracy,
Oh,
and the older
so and
Lushelle.
Lachelle. So did they not show us every room?
It's 3 rooms. And then in
Okay,
the last
because
room, you have Dixon, Parvati, Storm,
Rock,
and Rock.
4 people.
Mhm.
I must have missed the third room because I only saw the blue dome and the yellow dome.
Mhm. So you got the group
What?
with the 5 and then the 2 4.
Oh, what color is the other one? Just
Oh, I
curious.
don't know. Red?
Did they show it?
I don't know, but I think the mistake that the team of 5, the room with the 5 people made was they created an alliance name. And then, in Big Brother, typically the first alliance that create first people that name their alliance, they usually lose somebody from their alliance. And, you know,
Are there any big brothers on here? I
coming,
don't think so. Who?
coming up, coming up. Episode 2, it'll be a Big Brother player on here.
Oh, oh my God! Really?
hmm Um, we talked about him in the season.
Every single episode, I get closer and closer to thinking that Sandra is the banker. Just gonna keep putting that out there. Anyways, moving
It would be
forward,
really nice if she
it would
is.
be amazing.
Let's see. Luke really wants to play the banker. David
In
doesn't.
all
He's
his
not sure
haste,
how. Yeah, David wants to play the banker because he wants his fate in his own hands.
mm,
Because ultimately that's the only way to guarantee you're safe. Because David does try to talk to Luke, kind of like, hey, if I get called up to play the banker and I make a good deal, I won't choose you, hoping that Luke will return the favor. But he was just like, yeah, you know, he
I just
wasn't
really want to
really.
play the banker.
Yeah, he wasn't really smelling what he was putting down like that.
Barton.
Yeah. Um, let's see. The next morning, Luke is running profusely up and down the beach, and my man Philip just stole my heart because I'm like, he's a shady little mofo. He said he do know that this game you don't have to train for, right? Like you don't have to train for this.
Huh. But you kind of sort of do just a little bit
You don't
because they
need
got you doing physical stuff.
not to go play the banker. You don't need to be out here training like you about to go do a, two people finna get in the ring and y'all finna compete against each other. And
Right.
the banker, you need to be somewhere centering, focusing, namaste,
But
getting your
maybe
mind
that's how
right.
some people who work out they be like, I need to work out to clear my mind, so I gotta sweat, da 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 da, go on my run, da 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 da. So
True. That's true.
I'm here for you, my brother. Wait, that was David or Philip?
That was Luke that was out there running, and it was Philip that made the shady comment.
Oh, he's not my brother. I thought we were talking about Philip.
Yeah,
Luke.
Philip. It's
No, but I
you
was
not
defending
for him.
Luke. I was defending Luke. To which I'm here for you, Luke. Even though I think you were running on one brain cell this whole
I just caught what
episode.
you said.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, it's do what you do. I say do what you got to do, to mentally prepare yourself. But yeah, I like Philip. He does have some funny confessionals. It's some people in here I totally forgot about. I'm talking about like zero,
Yeah,
maybe
there
one
was
confessionals.
no really not much talk from what's the older gentleman's name?
Rock.
From Rock. We didn't really get a lot from Rock this episode. Other than when they first locked in their cases, he asked for some Coors Light. And I think
Oh
he got
yeah,
confessional when they made it back to the island. I think it was something like to the effect of, well, shit, it something, I'm safe. That's basically what I took from his confessional. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more of him. I'm hoping that's not foreshadowing like maybe he's the next person to go home or anything. I'm just hoping maybe it was so much going on that he just genuinely faded to the background. Or maybe he was just,
hmm
not
a
as
quiet
talkative.
person.
He was
Yeah.
quiet and needs, kind of warm up. Hopefully. Um, we do get David and Parvati sitting on the swing, and they invite Dixon to come over and sit with them. And some way, somehow, the conversation switches to parents, and we learn that Dixon's parents owned a famous, popular Chinese restaurant, and I'm going to tread very lightly, okay? I'm going to tread lightly. I'm going to just tell the story and we're going to move on. I'm not giving any thoughts or opinions about this. They're all over Malik's face. Okay. So when he was 3 months old, his parents saw this older white couple come in with their grandkids and they thought, these people can give my kid a better life. So originally they had the people babysitting him. They fell in love with him and ultimately they adopted him. He seems well adjusted. He seems to genuinely love his adoptive parents. I didn't feel any necessarily malice about his birth and biological parents. And I'm going to leave it there. He ends up with two more adoptive parents. David says he'll be his dad. Parvati says he'll be his mom. He's turning red. And David shady self is like, or we could have just gave him PTSD all over again because he's like, damn, now I got more adopted. And I'm hollering. I didn't catch that the first time I watched it,
That
but
actually
when
goes
I watched
crazy.
it back, I was like,
He's like, not y'all trying to, are y'all trying to replace my pet?
and
That's
not this
what
man clocking like, damn, maybe we about to give him PTSD. You just get thrown away
I.
by everybody.
So
And that's
look,
all I'm gonna say. And I'm over here
I.
crying laughing. Oh, because I promise you, I hurt Bridget. If when the story came to me, it's because she's trying to run a fucking restaurant. Again, it's so random.
And just be like, hey man, look, can you? Nah, that's not the kicker for me. So look, that's straight. Do what you gotta do to support your family. For me, it's fast forward to now, Deal No Deal Island, and you're sitting here calling your competitors mom and dad. I understand chosen family because I have a chosen family. However,
You just met these
this
people,
you just met these people.
and you know who Parvati is. Oh,
You just met these
bro.
people and you are literally supposed to stab them in the back, and likewise vice versa for them. So it's just kind of insane that you are going to publicly assume this role in front of the other competitors as well
But you
because
gotta know why
somebody clocked
Parvati
it.
is doing the role. Like, yes, she made the confessional and said that, she is a mom now. So she does genuinely, at this point, she was genuinely feeling for him. So her offering was a genuine act or whatever. I personally don't think they were thinking that in a public setting, he would call them mom or dad, you know. It's kind of was
I
gonna be
can
like,
understand that, but I don't know. I think it's still kind of strange if his adoptive parents are not deceased or if his real parents are not deceased. And you really are sitting here talking about, oh, I really feel so. Well, what do you feel sorry for him for in a sense that he
well, you
feels
feel
fine where
sorry
he's
for
at?
him. I understand, but it's still just the genuine fact of every person in this world would want any adopted kid would probably tell you, I wanted to be with my real family,
It was,
know
yeah.
my real family, know my real heritage culture. We're not going to act like he is.
Okay, so I was under the assumption that he was still in contact with them.
I mean, and I don't know. He didn't give us any context. That's why I said I didn't hear any malice when he spoke of his biological parents.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we only got pictures of him and his adoptive parents when they did the montage.
Right. So we
Clearly,
don't know
you
if
had to give
even
them the photos, so
yeah.
you didn't give them a photo of you and your biological parents. I don't know. We're spending too much
Yeah.
time on this. It's
Do
you
it tickles your fancy. I understand it. I just think it's a little interesting
Yeah.
considering 24 hours ago you just shook hands with these people. But anyway.
So the next part of the show before we made it to the temple, it was just a bunch of different conversations. So we both feel like we're missing a few pieces, whether it be from the previous night and these things. So we're just going to take the people and talk about the different things that happened with those people. And so we're going to start with Miss Sydney herself. She is all over David. She is fanning out over him. She doesn't know who he is, but she just thinks he is so freaking hot. Um, and she's literally losing her mind. Stephanie is clocked. Lachelle, and I'm sorry I call her Stephanie. She gives me Stephanie, the archetype from season 1. I am probably going to mix and match that all season, all of these recaps. So y'all just know if I say Stephanie, I'm meaning Lachelle. She clocked it. Was like, I'm gonna have to keep my eye on her because she is boy crazy, and you're not gonna get far trying to play the game and be boy crazy. David is in his confessionals like, this bitch is all over me. She literally wants to eat me, and I'm married, but
I,
I have to play the game right now.
does he not have a ring on him?
I wouldn't have my ring on out there either doing challenges so I can lose my freaking ring.
That's a
Nobody
good
ever
point.
has their jewelry like that on.
Very great point.
Um, but
Again, I plan on being
he is
inside the
going to play the
house.
game, and I'm sure his wife knows he has to play the game. Like, he's won $1 million. She knows she's fine. Um, but he's annoyed that he has to play the game and his fate. They're all annoyed that, well, him and Seychelle are annoyed that their fate are in Sydney's
Sydney's
hands.
hands.
She has a conversation with Luke. She is adamant that she doesn't want David to play the banker because she does not want David to go home. And he's trying to get her to understand they're the only way to assure that is if I play the banker. Because at the time they were having that conversation, we got a segue into Seychelle. She's having a conversation with Luke. You remember David and Sydney were in the water talking,
Mm-hmm.
and he's
No,
like,
yeah, it's just making me think about a couple things, but I'm gonna save it for later.
does it go now? Say it now.
No, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't go
It
now?
goes.
Okay.
It goes for the very end of
Okay.
uh
Okay.
the
The
episode.
show? Okay.
The
All
Yeah.
right. Well, then you have Seychelle talking to Luke, trying to get him, she's fine with him playing the banker, but she's trying to get him to understand if you win, or when she puts it, she's so slick, so New York. Um, when you win, who are you going to send home? Like, David is the big shot. You don't want to be at the end with David. Like, she is literally putting this big target on David. And honestly, he hadn't even done anything in the game for you to just, I mean, I understand he's muscles and he's built, so you feel like naturally he's going to be a better competitor. But if he's building the board, I would use him all the way to the end to build my board up and then cut him. Like, to cut him right now would be kind of foolish.
But
But
even
she's
if
trying to save herself.
I was gonna say, even if you're up against him in the bottom, it's you or him. Are you still gonna sit here and be like, "It's okay, taught me"?
No, no, no,
Like,
no, no, no. I mean, she's doing what she needs to do, but it
yeah,
made me mad because I'm like, don't get through to him. Don't get through to him. No, I don't want David to go home. So that's why she made me mad. It's not a real, like, I'm mad at it. I got smoke
it's
for
just
her for
she's trying
real.
to comfort
I was just,
David.
she's just trying to comfort
Back
David. That's
off,
all. That's all. Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, she's still my girl. She's still my girl. Um, because she's an amazing confessional person. I need her
Okay,
here to narrate the season.
she say her thought every time,
No filter.
no filter.
No filter. Um, let's see. Then we have Rock, Courtney Kim, Letty, Philip sitting on this little perch or whatever. And Sexual comes over and she's like, basically, Rock and Courtney Kim, can y'all go away? Because I need to have a private conversation with them.
Which
And
goes nasty. Did she go to their dome or did she go in her own
they
dome
weren't in a dome. They were just sitting. It was
in a
like how
public
that
area
little dock has, yeah, it's like the little dock or whatever,
or
and
a
it has
common
like,
area? Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Okay.
it's a little area where they can sit.
So then,
You
no.
see what I'm saying? Like, we were sitting here, and what do you mean you need to? I understand, like, you need to have a private conversation, but like the way she came over there I was like, ooh, okay, girl.
Like,
I understand what the conversation you need to have with them, because you're trying to get on
did
the
she
same
say it
page.
nice?
It wasn't as, it could have been more polite. It could have been more polite. Let me say that. So that just forces them to go down to the water and talk to Parvati and David and point out that, hey, this is what they just did. It's obvious that they're working together, which puts Parvati in an even better position because now I have these two people who I hadn't even had to reach out to that just kind of just came over here. They didn't, solidify anything, but going, it's enough to go forward. You see what I'm saying? So y'all are setting my girl up really nice, is all I can say. And I'm loving it.
She
I am
like,
loving it. Even David came to her and was like, do we need to like school them a little bit? Like, do we need to teach them
so I
some?
think the
Or like,
children are acting bad. Like,
like,
I'm not gonna lie, that role play was a little strange. I was like, I was
I thought
intruding
it
on a
was
private
so
conversation.
funny. I was like, it's just they took it and just ran with it because they know ultimately they really are at this point in time the mom and dad of this. Like, they the only
The
two that know what
entire
the fuck
cast.
they're doing out here, Um, but it's time to go to Temple. And we get up here, and Sydney continues to get on my nerve. She is so arrogant about her having the $1 million case. Joe is so messy to point out that she struggled a little bit, but she still, he was like, this is the second time that the person who struggled the most in the first competition ended up with the highest case, which is true because Kim struggled season 1. The older lady, Kim, she struggled really bad in that first challenge. People had to help her, and she ended up with a steal, and she got the $1 million case from Dawson. This bitch goes on to say, well, if the strategy works, like, bitch, no, you was not playing strategy. Your ass could not climb them, could not jump them fucking rocks. Like, do not get up here and play. All her
She was
competitors
like,
rolling
well,
their
yeah,
eyes.
yeah. Well, you know,
Get over yourself.
yeah, yeah, it was totally me. Yeah, totally, yeah, totally.
You know, like you wasn't part of a team. Like, Letty didn't have to jump them rocks 3 times ultimately because she had to come back and then go back to help
Her
your
and
ass.
Parvati.
And then Parvati had to go ahead and jump her rocks and help you. Like, girl, get over yourself. Ultimately, she chooses Luke to play the banker, but she made this dramatic pause, the speech and drum roll. I'm like, girl, go sit down.
Girl.
Oh,
Ooh, the eye roll. Ooh,
that's how I felt.
nasty. She
Oh, that was
said.
bad. Um, Luke, Luke.
Let's do this. Let's just take this step by step for a second.
Okay,
Okay. So, how do you feel about his strategy
horrible,
going into this game? Was
horrible.
there a was there
There
a
was not a
strategy?
strategy. He was using personal numbers, and even Joe pointed it out. You are all over the place with your foot with your football. Like,
Now, going into this game, can you really prepare yourself with a necessary strategy to go against the banker?
no,
At
but
least in the
you need
initial.
to be able to do statistics.
Uh huh.
Statistics need to be your friend. Because no matter
Absolutely.
what, it doesn't matter about how you clear the board. It matters how you clear the board for your offer. But no
Mm-hmm.
matter what, you still got to make a good deal. So you have to really be able to kind of read the board and, just what are your chances of you having this in your case versus that. In his case, any offer that he took would have been a good deal. Any offer. And he should have taken the second deal.
Which was the highest?
It was the
The
highest that he
two
was offered, the
two twenty.
218,000. Or no, yeah, the
No, it
220,000.
was 220, right?
Yeah,
Oh my
that's the
god.
deal. That would have been a good deal.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He was
To go from
horrible
200K.
to $1. $1.
Okay, so needless to say, Luke completely bombed every single. Well, first of all, we skipped. Howie Mandel comes out and makes an appearance. I forgot, and
Howie
I
Mandel.
loved it. I thought it was great.
So listen,
Um,
I have a quick Howie Mandel story, if you don't mind.
I don't.
So when Howie Mandel was revealed as the banker last season, I just kept looking at him like, I know Howie Mandel. I know him from somewhere. Mind you, I knew I had seen him on the last season of the Kardashians. So I know Howie Mandel is that guy and that dude, but I didn't realize he was my freaking dude from America's Got Talent.
Oh
On the judges.
yeah,
It
yeah.
didn't click. So last night
I
I'm at
thought you.
work. It just I know that it just wasn't,
Well,
my
no, I thought
brain.
you were gonna say Deal or No Deal.
No. I knew he hosted the original season of Deal or No Deal.
Okay.
But I was just saying, like, I knew him from somewhere else, and I just couldn't, I couldn't put it. And I'm like, I know, yeah, I know I seen him on the Kardashians. Yeah, I know but I couldn't put it. And so last night I'm at work, it's super dead. And I'm just on a YouTube binge, just trying to get some type of music or anything, just keep me woke.
Right.
And I end up on America's Got Talent. And I'm like,
Lo and behold,
you idiot. You
sitting bald headed in
idiot.
the seat, judging
I'm talking
somebody.
about, I'm like, girl,
Howie
you
Man mother freaking Dell.
Howie Mandel. And baby, he came on there and he roasted they asses. Like, y'all were corny.
Oh,
He roasted them. He was very
real
rude.
bad. Like,
Not to mention, he was literally filming this on the set of America's Got Talent.
oh, for real?
Literally. So I did.
I didn't
That's what
even
I'm
peep
saying.
that.
Like, I didn't even peep it the first time I watched the show. It was after I had been watching America's Got Talent, and then I did my rewatch to prepare
So
for
hold on.
this. And I was like, so when it got to that part, I'm like, you dummy. He on the freaking set of America's Got Talent right now doing this, and you still didn't catch on. But yeah, it was good to see him though.
It was.
And he
It
lets
was
them
very
know
good.
that he is not the banker this time. He has already met his ultimate opponent, and that was Jordan from season 1. And there's more than one banker. And did Joe let them know the banker was a woman?
Is there okay? So I was going to say, is there more than one banker, or did he just use they to keep the air of mystery, or did he say there's more than
No,
one
he
banker?
said there's more than one banker.
Okay,
That is
okay,
what
okay.
Howie Mandel said. I'm trying to see, did Joe tell them before the game started that the banker was a female, or after Luke lost that the banker was a female?
I think it was after Luke lost.
Okay.
Pretty sure it was after because everybody was very excited and very on a high note.
Mhm.
Oh, so what I was thinking about earlier when we were talking about uh
Sexual.
everybody basic Seychelle and Luke, was it then when I had like glitched in my mind?
No, I was,
Be-
yeah, I was talking to Sexual and Luke.
so I was wondering if Luke was like, this is just a theory,
Mhm.
going downhill on purpose to send himself home. At least after he knew that he was just making terrible deals and playing the game terribly, did he just say, I'm just going to have to send myself home? Or was it like, was he really just a bad player? Because Seychelle was advocating how much she didn't want to go home, and he already talked to Sydney and knew that she didn't want David to go home, and I'm sure he didn't want David to go home either. So maybe he just started to feel bad in the middle of the game and was just like, "Look, I'm doing terrible, and I can't send these people home, so I have to send myself home."
No, I think he was still on the adrenaline rush during the game. I think nervousness, adrenaline, too much confidence. But ultimately, he did say that he wanted to be in control of his game,
Mm-hmm.
meaning if there was ever a chance where he was in the bottom, he wanted to play the banker. Whether he made a good deal or a bad deal, him going home, he wanted it to be because of him and not because somebody made a good deal and they turned around and said, you have to go home,
You have
which is
to,
the same
yeah.
thing David was saying as well. He wanted to be in control of his game. I just think Luke was overconfident, nervous, and still on his riding on adrenaline, because there's no way after you knocked out the $1 million case that you didn't take the deal. Because even though the deal went down, the banker still felt bad for him and didn't give him just a completely disrespectful deal. It was still a 6-figure deal. He should have taken it.
I think
All
he
he had
forgot that
left
this was
on
a
the
group.
board was 650,000, $1 and $500. You had a you had a, what were they saying, a 33% chance that you had the $650,000 case. Now let's
No,
get to
so okay.
Mhm.
Let's
Let's do it.
go. Let's
Because I have a
go.
question. Although Sydney got on my nerve, I have a question. Because again, I've watched this a couple of more times and I'm looking at body language. Now I'm looking back for body language and body cues and, eye rolls and stuff that, so, that's how I watch TV, guys. Just in case y'all were wondering, I have to watch the show initially to see what's going on, and then I have to go back and catch the small details because that's what
That's
really
how you
makes
do it
the
the right
show
way.
for me. Um, this bitch. So of course, it's you ask you ask your castmates or whatever you call them. You ask everybody else, about cases and stuff. He did not get advice on cases, but the last few deals, it was, the first deal, everybody was saying don't take the deal. Even Dixon was very adamant about I would not take that deal. The second one came up, people were saying, no, can do better. The million was still on the board. Third deal comes up. Now he's taking off the million because at first he was doing kind of good. It was kind of looking a little decent. Take the million off the board. And now people are throwing out statistics of whether he should take the case, this, that, and the other. And Sydney is sitting up here. Granted, she's throwing out statistics, wrong statistics, might I add, according to Courtney Kim. And I am more inclined to believe Courtney Kim because this is truly what she does every day. Um,
What does she do?
she's a banker. She's a banker as well, but she also is she does things with money. Like she's good with numbers. Like that's her field. So I'm gonna listen to her. But she hasn't revealed this to anybody out there, so they wouldn't
Oh,
know.
okay,
You know what I'm
okay, okay,
saying?
okay.
This girl starts telling people we shouldn't throw out any numbers. We shouldn't say, basically telling everybody to not help him in so many words, but she's the one throwing out advice and things like that. So it's
Right.
putting off, the people are being off put by her actions. I feel like she walks away from this with a lot more eyes and targets on her than she realizes, and that's just me. um but my question is, because Joe had asked Sexual, and Sexual was like, I'm gonna let him play his own game. He
Hmm.
asked Sydney too about the deal and or the pot or something, and he was like, but if he makes a bad deal, he goes home. Her facial expression and her response let you know she didn't care about him going home. It was kind of like, oh well. So I'm wondering if that was the case. Was that her reason for telling other people to stop helping him so that he wouldn't take the deal? He would make a bad deal? Because, mind you, any of the deals, if he'd accepted, would have been a good deal. Was she trying to protect David in a sense? Or was she just really trying to be the only one saying shit and taking control?
I don't necessarily think so. However, that is a very interesting theory.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but just off of, I only watched it one time.
Mm-hmm.
But just off of that watch, I didn't. I thought that she was saying that because them throwing out different numbers was messing him up. Even though I don't even know if he was listening to them for real. I think he was just playing a terrible game. But I think that she thought that the numbers were messing him up, so that's why she said that. However, that's an interesting theory. It could be the case.
Okay.
It
Well,
could be the case.
needless to say, he turns down every offer from the banker. The very last offer was because in the end he only had $1 and $500. He had at the end he had to open one case, and he got rid of the 650,000. So all the thing that's on the board is $1 and $500. The offer was for, it was still a six-figure offer. No. The offer was $300. The offer was $300. It was mad disrespectful. He should have took the deal. He said no deal to open his case and have $1 in it. So he has added a total of $1 to the final case that they will all be playing for. Tis, tis, tis. Tis, tis, tis. He sucked. But what I have to say, I liked about him and I respect about him is he took so much accountability. He said, as it should be me going home, it was my fault. You know, one, he didn't listen to David on none of the strategies.
he li- he listened to
You know,
nobody.
he
I
listened to nobody, honestly.
don't even
So
know if he listened to himself.
it was just like he came, saw, conquered. I did it. It was like I knocked this off my bucket. Let me go knock this off my bucket list real quick and get my ass back.
That goes
Because
insane.
obviously he needs to go to work because I'm trying to figure out what type of divorce were you going through that your dad had to come out of retirement to help you pay for your divorce?
I didn't know he went through a divorce.
Yeah, he said it in his confessional. That's why he's here. He's playing because he needs the money because he just came off a divorce and his father had retired after working for X amount of years, and his dad came out of retirement to help him get out of his divorce.
So he was trying to win some money.
I don't know. I know a lot about divorce, but I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. It ain't my business to figure out, but you put it out there to the world, so I do have an opinion. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. Malik is giving me the kind of leave it alone signal.
I just this is where y'all can follow me on Instagram. By the way, I had
It's
my
over on
Cash
the other
App.
side. Put your hand on the other
Oh, this is over here.
side. Yeah, it's showing on the.
It
Yeah,
used to be my Cash App, my cash tag, but it's my Instagram. You can follow me. Anyways,
follow him on Instagram. The name will change in about 3 months.
no. I'm not gonna lie. This is it. This is the one.
Okay.
Everything else that y'all saw before is over. This one is the one.
Okay. Well, make sure you guys follow Malik Arlington _, on Instagram, guys.
Heavy on
And
the underscore.
back to Deal or No Deal. We get back to the island, and they're having dinner. And Dixon basically is just sitting at the table like, shit, he did it to himself. Like, it's his own fault. And Parvati is
That's my son. That's my boy.
like, I know I'm cold and I could be cold, but he is ice cold. Like, and she sees that I'm
Yes.
gonna have to watch out for him. Like, that one thing that he did put her on alert with him. So I'm glad he kind of showed his cards a little bit because I would be so hurt if he is the one to get super close to her and then he's the one to cut her.
Right.
I would love for it to get down to the end, and we can get our do-over of Wendell and Davon, and then get down to the end with David and Parvati, and may the best one win. That's what I would like. So Dixon calls Parvati and Dave mom and dad at the table, and Letty, y'all better watch out for Letty. And I think I said it in the I said it in the cast assessment. Y'all better watch out for Letty. She picked it up.
She did.
She picked it straight up. And her facial expressions at that table, if they would have been looking at her, they'd have known she caught them because she was like, the fuck I just hear? Like,
She
I
said,
know
Mom,
better.
Dad,
So,
that's your Mimi and your Pippi. Oh, okay.
um, so it's time for it's the next day. They have their next challenge. They get there and it's some type of swampy type of thing, feel a majiggy. They're gonna be going through the swamp, through these woods, through the jungle basically.
Right.
And
Sorry.
He's not digging in his nose. He's fixing his
No,
nose.
I'm not digging in my nose.
Well, I mean, just for the people who would think it, I just thought I would be like, make an announcement. He's not digging in his
Thank you.
side.
I'm not. I'm fixing my nose ring.
Um, Joe lets us know the banker is not impressed with you guys right now. You guys have a lot of ground to do and a lot of stuff to make up. And the episode goes off.
Listen, y'all got a lot to do.
Serious?
All right, bye.
You give me an hour and a half, 2 hours for those who watched it live, and you don't give me the best part. You leave me on a cliffhanger, to which common sense we all know, because of course we get a preview for the next episode, and obviously Parvati and Philip are teamed up together. I think that was a very smart move combination. I don't think her and David should work together. They need to make sure that either one of them are always in the safety spot and can choose who's playing the banker to kind of keep the other one safe as best they can. But we've saw in the trailer and all of this that there is this door in the woods, and Philip and Parvati are going to be the ones to, open the door. Because if you go through, open the door, whatever it is that they're going to do, you're going to change the game, and they're going to do it. And it's going to be bring in Dr. Will from Big Brother. So now you're going to have your Big Brother guy. We got a little more trailers and teasers and stuff to come for the season. I am no longer excited for Dr. Will because I feel like he's going to come from a girl, but he is going to bring us some theatrics that I'm looking for. Some of the Dr. Will theatrics and his kind of Wes Bergman in a way where he kind of talks down to you, I'm the great, you're all are peons type of attitude. He is going to bring that, so I'm happy to see it. But don't come for my girl. Don't come for my girl, and don't be coming for David.
Don't come for
But
my
we got
girl.
a scene where we see David tells Dr. Will, I'm coming for you today, right? I'm ready to see that showdown.
He said, I'm counting on it.
Hopefully the golden god is victorious and not the evil
Against
genius
the doctor.
known as Dr. Will.
The evil doctor.
The evil Dr. Will.
So wait,
Looks like
is Dr. Will on Traders too?
No, he's not. He's not a cast member on Traders. He was never a cast member on Traders. He just led a challenge on the Traders. He just led one of the challenges.
Excuse me, y'all, for being slow for a second. I felt like I saw him on a cast. But okay,
He wasn't on the cast. He was he led a challenge on
challenge.
Traders, and then that same year he led a challenge on House of Villains season 1. So it's like he's been slowly working his way back into the fold as well, which I don't know if people are paying attention to what's really going on these days when it comes to TV and reality TV. The ensemble cast shows are fizzing out. Like they get their viewership, but people aren't as interested. And what they've started to do in the game show circuit is they've created new competitions or revamped old competitions and bringing them back in different iterations, but they're bringing back the heavy hitters from the past who actually helped sustain the shows. Basically, they're bringing them back, mixing in a couple of new faces as well, and that's really what's making these shows successful. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. Nobody would have probably turned on a Deal or No Deal Island without knowing Boston Rob was out there. No offense to Claudia Jordan, but I don't think she could have carried that. And they might not have came back season 2 without a Parvati. Just being honest. Now people, the ones that know who David is, they know, or Dr. Will, But let's be honest, people are coming for you, coming for Parvati, or if you're the Big Brother fan, you're coming for Dr. Will, or if you're a true Survivor fan, you're coming for Parvati and David. But they're bringing, and then by default, we are falling in love with the additional characters that are on the show. because I
Right.
definitely am loving the cast selection of people that they have. We got to get a little more from Lachelle and a little more from Rock, may hopefully next episode. But although I felt like I might be cussing Lachelle out, I might be giving her, as much as I might curse her out, I might be giving her kudos because she seems to be, she can peep.
She clocks it. Ouch.
Mhm. She's also a professor at Columbia, so she's super smart.
Yeah.
Super smart
Columbia, South Carolina.
in New York,
Oh.
which is also where Sydney went to school at.
She like, oh yeah, I taught you.
You know what? I talked there. This was a good episode, guys.
Hmm.
Clearly, this is over an hour recap, but I mean, the show was
Okay.
2 hours, so
And we basically talked about it every
damn
scene.
near the whole show. But it was that good, and I don't know how to go further in the recaps because, as we can see, it's going to be a lot of gaming, a lot of strategizing, a lot of, these people are coming to play. I don't know how they're going to fare out in these challenges, but just in general on the island, they are doing what they were hired to do. Let me say that, because they do get they got paid for being there. Let's make no mistake. Everybody
Hmm.
does not go home empty handed. And then the personal offers just make it even better. Um, they clocked in. They are giving Peacock and NBC their money's worth. I'm definitely waiting patiently on next Tuesday so that I can watch. But this was good. I give this episode an A+. What about you? And
I
give me your
agree.
thoughts too.
I gave this an A+ because the plot lines are very clear. And the personalities are very bold. And I remember everybody, even the people who haven't talked much, I remember that they haven't said much.
Mhm.
So I like you said, this is a pretty good cast. I like everything that I've seen so far. And I'm excited to see what episode 2 brings.
Yeah.
Which is it out right now?
No, it comes out on next Tuesday,
What's today?
Friday.
Oh, this came out on Tuesday.
How about this?
Tuesday.
Yep. So that is our recap of Deal or No Deal Island, also known as Dundee, season 2, episode
Dundee.
1 recap.
Dundee, Dundee, Dundee.
Yep,
Sorry.
yep, yep. I am your girl Shay, guys.
I am your boy Malik, y'all.
Do us a favor, hit that like button on your way out. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell button so you won't miss any of our upcoming uploads because we are about to push them the hell on out. If you are a fan of traders, we will be reviewing traders. We'll have those Peacock release episodes 1 through 3. We're probably going to break them down and do them episodically versus all together because it was just so much in each episode that they all respectively deserve their own recap, in my opinion. What about you? Do you feel that
I
way?
agree. No, yeah, my that reaction was because there was just a lot.
Oh,
There
okay.
was so much to talk about.
um, yeah, and then also we have Drag Race that's come out, ABC's Extreme Makeover Hometown Edition that's out as well. So make sure you are subscribed and you have that notification bell button on so you won't miss anything. And until next time.